My name is Sunita Misra, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer of SK Life Science. In my former life, I was a pediatric epileptologist and had lots of patients with LGS throughout my time. My team and I are so honored and humbled to be here with you and to listen to your stories, and that's really going to be the theme of the presentation. Many people may not have heard of SK Life Science, but we're a company that's focused on CNS therapies, especially for epilepsy. But we know that the medicines that we are studying and making are only important if they really address the things that are important to you in this room. And so we're here today to learn from you. Many companies will talk about patient centricity, and so wanted to say a little bit about what we believe patient centricity means. And we mean that really, you guys are the experts on LGS. So there is so much that we can learn about how we should be tailoring therapies, what the endpoints should be, that we can learn from listening to the conversations and discussions you've been having over the last couple of days. Here you can see a brief mention of our ongoing study called the LGS Discover Study. We do have a table in the room where we're doing all the meals, so feel free to come talk to us a little bit more about the actual design of this study. Thank you, Helen, for talking about the different phases. This is a phase 3 study, so it is a study that we're comparing placebo or a control arm to an investigational drug. We're looking at patients ages 4 to 55 living with LGS, and like many other seizure medications, our main objective or endpoint is on drop seizures, but we're looking at other endpoints as well that we think might be relevant, like quality of life, safety and tolerability, and activities of daily living. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. If you're interested, it is enrolling in the US as well as lots of regions around the globe, and we're happy to share more details there. But what I think is really more important is talking about and kind of echoing some of the themes that you've heard earlier today, that we recognize that recruitment is a big challenge, and deciding to participate in a clinical study is a really personal decision. There's a lot that goes into it. We know you already have a lot on your plate, and this can add kind of practical or logistical challenges of needing to travel to the clinical trial site, needing to take time off of work or find care for other siblings, or lots of other things in an already stressful and full life. And then we've also heard earlier today about this uncertainty about whether the participant in the study is really going to get a benefit. And I fully understand and recognize that that is a big challenge. We heard earlier about how the epilepsy trials used to have a really long placebo time, and now we've gotten it shortened. But we all, as sponsors, researchers, patients, we need to continue to have that voice and share it with regulatory bodies to try and continue to be innovative in how we can shorten that time. And really, I think the answer is by us partnering together. So again, we need to hear from you guys about what's important, what's valuable. We'll, as sponsors of studies, investigating new drugs, we're going to continue to have times where we need to have that placebo arm, but can we be a little bit innovative in how we use it? We also recognize that the endpoints are very important, right? So we talked a little bit about using seizure diaries as an endpoint because it's an objective measure of how often are the seizures happening. Is a therapy safe and effective and reducing that? But it's not the only endpoint, and changes in seizure frequency don't necessarily give the full picture. In the last talk, you just heard about sleep and behavior, quality of life, caregiver burden. These are all really important endpoints. So we really want to make sure that as we're designing these trials, we're taking those into consideration as well. And this is exactly why we've partnered with the LGS Foundation, so that we're able to be here with you, learn from you, hear from you, get your real-time feedback. In fact, when we shared about our current LGS Discover study, we got feedback from the foundation that we needed more sites in the US because it's very difficult for people to travel long distances. So we're in the process of doing that and happy to keep you updated if this is something of interest. So really, again, here we're looking for your input. We want to make sure that what we're doing is going to be meaningful and impactful for you. And we want to understand, are we getting involved in the community in the right way? Are there better ways that we can be a partner? And what would make the research that we do more accessible, more practical, and more valuable? So in kind of conclusion, let's continue the conversation. The most meaningful advances come when we partner between patients and families, patient organizations, industry, and the clinician care team. We will continue to be available throughout the conference to answer questions and, of course, to get your feedback on how we're doing and what we can do to better support you. Thank you.